Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Insidious here, and today I am bringing you my thoughts on Call of Duty World War II so far, of course. The gameplay I'll be seeing in the background as I'm talking to you guys right now is mostly just war and then one TDM match where I try to use as much weapons as possible so you guys know what to expect if you are going to get Call of Duty World War II on launch day. Now, fair warning for those who want to be quick to judge me in the comments below, right before I even see this video, this is mostly just going to be opinions from my experience playing World War II, albeit mostly good experiences, but there were some nitpicky things I didn't really like, which I'll discuss in this video. So, without any other exposition or anything to cover, let's get this video started. I want to say first of all that this is probably the only beta ever to exist that I have truly grinded for, and I only say this because the level cap in this beta was to level 35. Now I say only level 35 because I got to it relatively quickly. I want to say I got to it on a Sunday, even though it was supposed to end on a Monday. It was over the course of 4 days. It started September 1st and then ended September 4th, September 4th, and I got to level 35, I think, mid-afternoon Sunday, so like the day before the beta ended. So it wasn't really that hard to level up, but I'm sure those are all subject to change since it is a beta after all. I didn't truly realize that I did grind for this game because I got lost in how fun it was. Like, this is how Call of Duty should always be, I think. Not really necessarily in this time of age, like World War II and stuff, but more of like a modern boots on the ground type. I mean, these future Call of Duties that we've been getting recently over the past couple of years were only here because the Call of Duty community, wanted a change of pace from the slow modern shooters. So we got things like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3, and Infinite Warfare. But leave it to the Call of Duty community to complain about future games literally the instant they got them, and we were stuck with them for a while until now, thanks to Sledgehammer, who initially started the future genre of Call of Duty, surprisingly, for those who don't know. Sledgehammer made Advanced Warfare, which was kind of bad, but now they made World War II, which is very good, so they're going in the right direction, thankfully. Talking about the actual game, finally, I felt that war was definitely a really nice change of pace in game modes for Call of Duty, as we've never had anything like this before in any previous title. I mean, sure, we've had Hardpoint, Search and Destroy, Capture the Flag, etc., but none of those games are really super all about the objective like war is, and I thought that this was super nice to play and check out. As you can see, I was riding a tank in that, which we haven't been able to do since Call of Duty World at War, but, and then they're capturing all these elements of objective game modes. Like, for example, right now, I'm trying to get to the objective, which is a bomb, so we can plant and destroy their ammo dump, which is basically kind of like Search and Destroy, and earlier you saw me trying to hold down that house with my teammates, kind of like Hardpoint. And then later on, you'll see me and my teammates escorting a tank to the location so we can destroy the artillery, for that way our planes can come and rescue us, kind of like Safeguard for Black Ops 3. So this whole war game mode may not be entirely different if you think of it how I did, like sorting out sections from Search and Destroy section to Safeguard section, etc. But overall, it's something we've never had before, where it's this long, convoluted, actual kind of story game mode that most people really enjoyed, I felt like, because I've seen a lot of gameplay on YouTube about the beta when it first came out, and almost everybody was playing war. So I feel like this is going to be something nice and different that it was really cool for Sledgehammer to input into the game. Now, the weapons are kind of a different story. As you can see, or what you might have heard, about the shotguns in this game, with the incendiary shells and stuff like that they might be a little too overpowered, I feel like. Although I'm not expecting Sledgehammer to fully nerf the incendiary shells, because at some points I was getting hit markers left and right, and then some other times I was getting one-shot kills from distances like that, what you just saw. I just seen me get a double kill right there. I feel like that's kind of outrageous for me to get a shotgun kill from that far without any sort of advanced rifling or whatever you call it now. It seemed to be a very crutch weapon for all the newer people entering the beta, like all the level 1s were running the shotguns and stuff, and I don't want any one weapon class to be a crutch for people, like how it always has been for God knows how long, but I feel like Sledgehammer can really work on this weapon balance a lot more and maybe kind of tune down the range of the incendiary shells, and then I'll feel like the shotguns are fully balanced with every other weapon. I won't go without saying that there are some weapons that I do feel like need some proper tuning, like the STG-44 for example. It is definitely one of those guns where you can pick up and almost anybody can get a bloodthirster with it. Since it's so good, there's super low recoil to it, and it's very powerful, a nice decent range, and you can actually move pretty fast with it without the stock thing you get from the infantry division. So I feel like the STG could use some work, but other than that, the ARs seem to be pretty fine. Now the SMG category is kind of a toss-up since guns like the Type 100, the Wafa 28, PPSH, and the Thompson, those guns were all good in their own way, and none of them really outperformed each other, I feel like. Although there was a popularity spike with the PPSH on the first day, since it's like one of the first guns you get, but as people leveled up, they were unlocking things like the Type 100, and there were a spike in that, and then when you look at the Wafa, there was a spike in that. Then when the Thompson came out, like on the last day of the beta, there was a huge spike in that. So the SMGs, I feel like were nice, decent balance category, but it's a bit of a toss-up, I want to say. Now this might be just me, but when I played through this beta, the LMGs were not really much of a standout, I feel like. None of them seriously stood out as I expected them to, since LMGs were very popular throughout Call of Duty. Think about the LSAT from Black Ops 2, or the LSAT from Ghosts, or even the melee from Advanced Warfare. Games like that had LMGs that stood out amongst the others, but in this game, there were none of them that really stood out super out there to me, as in like, oh, I'm so powerful, you need to use me kind of thing. And that's really saying something, considering the fact that LMGs are those guns that are super overpowered and people should fear whenever you're using them, because it has a lot of ammo, a lot of power, sometimes a super fast fire rate, and it's almost unfair when you use them. But none of them really stood out to me, as I'm saying over and over again, because it's true. They were very underwhelming, I felt like, and maybe the LMGs, especially the Bren, needs a buff. Now the sniper category was probably my favorite gun class to go to, especially the Commonwealth. Whenever the beta first came out and almost everybody ran the Commonwealth, because it was so smooth and perfect to use. And I'm not just saying that because you can't quickscope in this game, because you can, and it's really cool that they put it in, but I'm only saying this because the Commonwealth, especially with the Sharpshooter Mountain Division perk that you get, where it's like a steady aim and it's where you hold the breath and everything around you blurs out except for the scope, and you have super good aim, almost like an aimbot kind of thing. And using the Commonwealth, or any sniper for that matter, with the Mountain Division made it really good. I will say the Springfield was more powerful than the Commonwealth, but it did lack in the smooth kind of feel. I can't really explain it because I'm pretty sure I'm the only one who really felt the smooth feel with the Commonwealth, what I'm talking about. But the Springfield is definitely more powerful, and if you're skilled with it, you can really make that gun work. The only gun in that category I have a problem with is the semi-auto sniper, which is really expected since I don't really like semi-auto snipers that much. I'm more of a bolt action kind of guy, but I felt like it fired a little too fast for my taste, and maybe the fire rate could be toned down a little bit. Maybe it could be up there with the Commonwealth and the M1903. The pistols were surprisingly fun to use, although the first pistol you had, which name escapes me right now, was kinda not that good. But whenever the 1911 was released into the beta, I found myself using it a lot. considering the fact that it's like a 3-shot kill. And it's really cool that they made it that powerful, I think, because it was kind of underappreciated in past COD games. That's just my personal opinion, of course. The machine pistol was surprisingly really good too. I felt like it was going to be like a pea shooter, but it was more of a bead shooter, like a almost like whatchamacallit, almost like a BB gun in a sense, because it was powerful but not quite as powerful. But then again, it was powerful, which is something I didn't expect from it, honestly. I just figured it'd be fun to use, trying to get some funny kills with it, but it was actually kind of viable, so there was a neat little surprise there. I'm just going to cover maps real quick. It's like kind of, as this video is taking longer than I thought it would be, considering I just talked my ass off about fucking weapons in the past 6 or 7 minutes now, but I'll cover maps real quick so I can save y'all some time. The map you're seeing right now, Point to Hawk, is probably my favorite map in the game, or the beta, because it was just kind of small and it was enclosed, but it wasn't too small. The trenches only made it small because it was only narrow and stuff like that, but then they have these open spawn areas where people come through, and then the open spawn area on the other side. But other than that, it was pretty neat. Arden's Forest wasn't too bad, and then Aachen was, I feel, way too open for my taste, and I know Sledgehammer's already trying to rework the map design and layout for that map, so it shouldn't be that much of a problem at launch. But the only map I seriously had a problem with was Gibraltar. Across every game mode, I kept getting Gibraltar. Like, every other map, I kept getting Gibraltar. It was Point to Hawk, Gibraltar, Aachen, Gibraltar, etc. You guys get the idea. It came up way too often, and I've kind of had a distaste for the map because there's so many flank spots and so many open areas that literally anybody can get shot from with any gun, and I don't know, I just didn't like the map. That's my opinion for it. Very briefly, I'll talk about streaks. My favorite was definitely the Molotov or the flamethrower, or even both, because they both have fire, and I don't know, it was pretty cool. The UAV is the UAV, although it's the recon aircraft now because it's not unmanned technically. Anyway, getting too nitpicky. Every other thing was kind of okay, or just kind of fun to use, and it didn't really take it seriously, but definitely the Molotov and the flamethrower were my favorites. Okay, I've run out of things to talk about, and this video's gone on way too long, I think, because I don't want to bore you guys with me talking about shit for over 10 minutes, so I'm going to let the rest of this gameplay kind of go on. If you choose to watch it, y'all guys don't have to. This is mainly the meat of the whole thing, but y'all can see some gameplay. I'll turn on the sound as soon as I'm done talking. But yeah, that's it for me, guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me and my feedback, all that stuff like that. Be sure to share it on Twitter. Share it for @SledgehammerGames, @MichaelCondry, @Glenn Schofield. That way they know and hear my feedback, all the good stuff. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. Hit the bell notification if you are new, so that way you can see whenever I upload and never miss one. This has been your boy, Insidious, guys. Peace out, and y'all have a good ass day.
Enemy recon aircraft in the air. 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 Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover. Enemy bomb incoming. Get to cover. Incoming enemy artillery. Get to cover.